Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
We found her. She's back.
I'm still very tired and dizzy. I think I have like a sinus thing or exhaustion because I work myself too hard.
She does work herself very hard. We work 7 days a week over here.
So what did I do when I was down? I sat there and planned out what I needed to buy to renovate my bathrooms on top of all my other work.
That is how she does it. Yes. We're gonna talk together about Johnny Depp. Are we even allowed to mention Johnny Depp in a video? Because every Johnny Depp video I have done so far has gotten demonetized.
Well, anymore, take your roll of dice and see what you're allowed to mention and what you're not allowed to mention. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that one thing we're not allowed to talk about, that other country we're not allowed to talk about, that's making people sick, that'll get you demonetized. If you talk about Johnny Depp in any capacity, it might get you demonetized.
Yes.
So I'll let you guys know how this video does, because we're not talking about that situation. We're talking about him being in Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Yes, because now the rumor is that Disney probably doesn't want to lose more money, and they're talking about bringing him back for Pirates of the Caribbean 6.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that and what this might mean. Before we get into the video, please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants. We're at almost 100,000 subs. Thank you guys for the support. It's been a crazy, crazy ride. We have talked about Pirates 6 before, and the thought process was that they were going to reboot the entire franchise with a female lead. Yeah, that was one. There was two thought processes here. One was going to be they were going to reboot with the female lead, and they were talking Emma Watson or Karen Gillan, how you say her name. Yeah. The other idea, as Red the Pirate, the other idea was they were going to do a prequel and make him younger, and then they were talking like Zac Efron and stuff. Yeah, neither one of those are a good solution. I think they were trying to find a solution, but we do know, which goes along with other things we've heard, that when the people were writing the new movie, they were told that they wanted it to be a female lead, and we've seen that before. Other people saying their shows weren't picked up because Disney was mandating that everything had to have female leads. So it's interesting that they think that they might bring Johnny Depp back. Yeah, well, I think it just comes down to money, because people were very, very vocal about their dislike of a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp. And I'm sure that country that shall not be named, it plays some factor in it, because that country that shall not be named does love Johnny Depp in movies, and international box office makes up a huge chunk of the Pirates revenue. Even the Pirates movies that didn't perform, 4 and 5 didn't do very well over here, but they did gangbusters overseas. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is these two choices sort of line up with a recent refurbishment to the attraction. For those of you who don't follow the parks, about 2 years ago, Disney made a pretty drastic change to the Pirates ride. They took out the wench auction, which literally upset no one. Yeah, it was like a historical portrayal. They have other areas of the ride that are historical portrayals that are probably considered questionable. They left those in. Yeah, and what they did is they swapped out the redhead, who was originally for sale. She was originally for sale, but now she is a pirate. Okay, and they've got all kinds of merchandise about Red the Pirate. But there's so many things wrong with that, because women on ships are considered unlucky. Redheads, a lot of times, I mean, I'm a redhead, were considered unlucky. They would likely wouldn't have had a crew that would follow a redhead female pirate. I mean, well, I would. Well, yeah, you would. I would. But, you know, there's more than just that you're following. I'd shiver your timbers. Anyway. Yo ho. But anyway, so you look at Karen Gillan, and you know. See, I can see her doing way over Emma Watson. Emma Watson has too much of a, I like Emma Watson, but she's very stiff, and I don't know if she could pull it off. No, she couldn't. Karen Gillan absolutely could pull it off. I can see Karen Gillan doing it, yes. She absolutely could pull it off. I think she would be good. But that was the thought process. So I think they deliberately designed this character on this attraction to manufacture popularity. It was because people were complaining, and they wanted to make it more, acceptable to people. We're going to redo history to make it more acceptable. That had nothing to do with the fact they were probably doing it to retcon a movie to begin with. Absolutely nobody complained about the wench auction scene. It's been there for years. Now they have made changes to the ride, over the adding Johnny Depp. Ironically enough, they've made changes to the ride, taking out some more, quote unquote, objectionable scenes. But the thing is this was actually designed by committee. There actually was a committee of women within Disney that decided all of a sudden, current year, well, back then, 2017, this scene was problematic and had to go. But really, I think the Machiavellian purpose of this was actually they're like, well, let's make her the main pirate in this ride, and then we're gonna reboot the movies with a female lead.
Yeah, that's I think exactly what they were doing. And because why would they have a meet and greet with this character all of a sudden too?
No, there was no demand. No demand.
You don't
merchandise, everything.
They change rides all the time. They don't add meet and greets of the ride characters afterwards. I mean, they tried it. It didn't go very well. I mean, I honestly don't really care either way. Other than the fact that she's like, they want the rum, which is kind of like spits in the face of the original.
Yeah, I mean, the dialogue's wonky. I mean, does it ruin the ride? No, but it's just another example of faux outrage being monetized. Like what they're doing is like, oh, this is so offensive. Let's give you something else. And oh, by the way, we're going to force you to like it.
Well, not just that. They're like, oh, we're doing it to be sensitive. And then they're like, well, who was complaining about that? Well, there was a group of women that we found that we consulted with. So basically, you decided you're going to change it, and you're using these women as a shield for your consulting to give you the character that you wanted to use in the movie.
We went to Berkeley, and we talked to some people that had never been to Disneyland, and we told them that Disney had a ride where they were selling people and selling women, and they were offended. So we decided to change the ride based on the feedback of people who have never been to Disneyland.
Yeah, kind of.
That's kind of how it's
I don't think it's even that. I think it's that they were planning on changing pirates, and they figured, well, let's go. We already put Johnny Depp in there. Shit. Let's go change it. Say it's because we're going to push women, and so we don't have a female pirate. Well, we're going to change that and say it's because we're trying to be more sensitive.
Yeah, and this happened.
Synergy,
and this happened in the midst of his messy domestic situation. That's what we'll call it. But now they're backpedaling because more information has come to light about said messy domestic situation, and now all of a sudden Johnny Depp isn't quite as
poisonous as they thought he was.
Right.
So maybe it's turning out that sometimes people lie or something. Sometimes it's not exactly as cut and dry as you think it is. Or as, certain people would have you think. And now it's not as much of a taint here as they thought. I know. After I said it, I knew you were going to laugh.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
There is a joke in there.
Dead men touch no taints.
Don't. Stop. Okay.
Anyway, Chernobyl co-creator Craig Mazin is currently writing the script for the new film alongside Pirates veteran Ted Elliott, who wrote, I think, all other 4 or 5 of them. Or no, the first 4. I don't know if he did the 5th one. 5th one had some continuity errors in it. But little is known about the creative direction for the 6th high sea adventure besides the desire to cast a female star in the lead. We talked about that.
Yeah, which Disney has been this bright idea that we're going to make everything female, which, I'm all for more women. I'm all for diversity, but Pirates is already kind of diverse to begin with. But I'm all for diversity. I'm just tired of, okay, but diversity means women.
We'll get rid of that toxic Johnny Depp and replace him with a woman. That'll show him. That'll show him. Disney certainly upset a lot of fans when they publicly dropped leading man Johnny Depp.
Oh,
a lot. In the wake of his headline-grabbing divorce. Oh, can we talk about that?
I wouldn't mention
domestic dispute. The studio did stand to save around $90 million on the actor's lucrative contract. $90 million. Wow. And I think he
well, you know what? Just because they want to bring him back doesn't mean he'll say yes.
That's true. He might be like, screw you.
Because if it was me, and they dropped me and everything else and all this other crap, I'd be like, up yours.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, if he doesn't need the money, right, and if he's getting this much money per, I don't know what his financial situation's like, but if he's making that much money, I'd be like, yeah, I don't really need you. But yeah, he's got a lucrative contract to keep playing Jack Sparrow. Following a series of revelations regarding that case, we're now hearing the 56-year-old could be set to reprise his Academy Award-nominated signature role in an upcoming 6th movie, because, of course, we need more money. Disney right now needs more money. They don't. This year, we've been talking about that. Onward and Mulan are not tracking well.
No, I don't think they're going to do as nearly as well as they thought, especially Mulan. People are really mad about Mulan for many reasons. Basically, they just turned everybody against it completely. So they already have a bunch of movies I don't think are going to do well or bomb. They really can't have more failures. And honestly, taking Johnny Depp out of the Pirates franchise, I think, is just going to make it fail. Unless you have some kind of organic transfer. Yeah,
and I think they tried to do that with the 5th one, but unfortunately the 2 leads were completely unlikable. But they were trying to do that. You could tell they wanted to transition from Jack Sparrow and Barbossa to the 2 younger leads. but I don't think they could carry the movie. Like without Johnny Depp, it's kind of pointless. They don't have anybody.
Well, Barbosa too. He's amazing.
Well, they had to bring him back. They had to bring him back in the third one.
Then there were the ones they added to the attraction, Barbosa and Captain Jack. So they're so important. They added it to every version. And then like in Shanghai, their Pirates of the Caribbean is the screens, and it's all based on the films, and they're incredibly popular. And Johnny Depp is in those, I believe.
Yeah, so this, according to the intel from We Got This Covered, now again, people are like, well, We Got This Covered isn't very reliable. They actually, I'll tell you the truth, they've actually gotten some pretty good leads on Star Wars and some other movies. People do talk to them. So, you know, sometimes they've been right, and they said that it came from the same sources that told them there was a National Treasure 3.
Well, I actually like that idea.
It might be okay. I don't know.
As long as don't ruin it.
Nick Cage looked weird in the second one. He looked plastic.
He looks kind of plastic now, too.
He does. Disney was also doing an Aladdin sequel. Why?
Yes, that has a lot of controversy behind it as well.
And a Bambi live action remake. I think
that one, I'm like, why the hell would you do Bambi in live action? It's terrible and sad enough in cartoon form.
So what's going to happen is, Disney's not going to be able to take many chances anymore. They're going to have to, if they're going to do another Pirates movie, they can't afford to screw it up. So they're going to be like, oh, we're going to have to pay Johnny Depp to come back because, you know, money.
Well, I think Disney, if they're smart, they stopped doing all live action remakes because it's just biting them in the ass too. Anyway. Yeah,
it is. It is. But, you know, again, this year they've got the movies they've got planned. I don't think any of them look particularly good. Now, say for one, if you want to talk Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Cruise.
I think Jungle Cruise looks really good.
Jungle Cruise might actually be pretty good. And, you know, I kind of wonder if the performance of Jungle Cruise is going to determine whether or not they do another Pirates movie.
Well, interestingly enough, they're doing a Jungle Cruise board game coming out this summer, and there's going to be a Hocus Pocus board game coming out this summer as well. I think one's in July and one's in August or something like that, and they're having board games of both of them, which I'm like, wow, that's interesting. They're putting the Jungle Cruise ahead of the movie. I wonder, are we going to get that announcement or something for the Hocus Pocus sequel with actual actresses soon? Because they keep hinting at it.
Yeah, they were. Now, for those of you who don't know, they were actually talking about rebooting Hocus Pocus with 3 new leads. It wasn't going to be Bette Midler, Kathy and Jimmy, and Sarah Jessica Parker. They weren't gonna use them.
No, they were just gonna find new people.
Rando lookalikes.
Didn't go over well.
Always works well. Remember Home Alone 4? No, of course you don't. Of course you don't remember Home Alone 4 because it was a god-awful affront to humanity.
Well, it went over about as well as Johnny Depp not being in Pirates, and so that got scrapped really quick. Yeah,
Disney I think they're at this weird place. They don't know what the hell to do. I think they were kind of riding high for the longest time, and now, you know, I've said before, and I've said in other videos, and I'm going to say it again, I think this is the year that the Disney bubble starts to burst. Because they pretty much milked their other franchises dry. Endgame, for a lot of people, was the end of the MCU movies. I don't know how they're going to do going forward. Obviously, we've got that thing overseas. It's going to affect the box office.
But that, to be fair, is going to affect everyone.
It's going to affect everybody, you know. But I think that they bet so heavy on that now it's going to hurt.
Yep.
And yeah, there's been a lot of backlash about a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp.
Well, apparently the tables are turning because they said that the Mouse House executives are lobbying for his return behind the scenes because basically people have spoken and they're like, we only want to go if Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I mean, the only thing that saved Pirates 5 for me was Johnny Depp. Now, I actually thought it was better than Pirates 4, the last one, but you could see they were trying to do a soft reboot, and I think they were trying to pass the mantle from, you know, Captain Jack to these new characters, and it just didn't.
Well, then to be sure, they brought Elizabeth Swann. They brought Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner back into it. I think they were setting them up for something with the sequel too.
Maybe she wasn't allowed to speak because it would cost more, but it was kind of weird. So we're gonna have to wait and see if Hollywood decides to like Johnny Depp again. We'll see what happens this summer regarding that domestic thing. And we'll keep tabs on his role in Pirates of the Caribbean. We'll see what happens. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture, news, views, and rants, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.